Let's look back at Unit 4 tips number 3, rules for forming hypotheses. If you look exactly how I wrote out the hypotheses for ANOVAs and t-tests, you'll notice that all you have to do is fill in the blank. You fill in the blank with one of the factors that are on the list below, either uncertainty avoidance, individualism versus collectivism, power distance, paternalism, masculinity versus femininity, or consumption motivation. So what you would do is you would say males are not the same as females with regard to uncertainty avoidance as the hypo, and the null will be males are the same as females with regard to uncertainty avoidance. That's it. That's how you create the hypothesis. Now, if you want to do a regression or a correlation, the wording is slightly different. If you look below, there is no relationship or correlation between uncertainty avoidance and gender, and there is a relationship between uncertainty avoidance and gender. That's it. You can change the wording a little here and there, but don't get fancy. This is exactly how you want to write it. This is the one time where it's okay to actually copy the exact words. Next, we're going to actually run the hypothesis tests. These are governed by the two things that you compare in your actual hypotheses that you've written. If you're looking at something like gender and uncertainty avoidance, then those are the two variables that you put into the SPSS test. So if you say males are not the same as females with regard to uncertainty avoidance, gender and uncertainty avoidance are the two items that go into your analysis. Okay, this is how we're going to do it. We're going to go to Analyze, Compare Means. Let's look at one test, an independent samples t-test. First of all, our test variable is going to be one of the factors. In this case, uncertainty avoidance. Our grouping variable is gender. We have to define the groups, and gender was defined as 1 for male, 2 for female. Hit continue, and you can also have options where you want to do all sorts of things. Well, you really don't want to touch this because this is pretty much self-explanatory. And then you're going to hit OK. These are your results. Here you have group statistics giving you an overview of the descriptives, and this is your SIG. Remember, the SIG is what you're going to compare. See, it says SIG two-tailed. It's what you're going to compare to your .05. The next test we're going to run is an ANOVA. Analyze. Compare means one-way ANOVA. Again, we're going to put uncertainty avoidance in here and gender down here for the factor. Hit OK. And here is our SIG, .719. That's what you're going to compare when you write your decision. The last things we're going to run are go to Analyze, Correlation, Bivariate. Your two variables you're going to put in there, uncertainty avoidance and gender. And you're going to hit OK. And here you have your SIG again, .719. That's what you'll compare to your alpha to come up with a decision. The last test we're going to run is a regression analysis. Click Analyze, Regression, Linear. You're going to put your dependent variable up here. It's either age or gender in most cases, so we're going to use gender. Down here for your independent, you can put multiple variables in here, whether it's uncertainty avoidance or a bunch of the other ones. You can ask it to give you statistics, descriptives if you'd like. Basically, we're just going to hit OK. We're going to get a whole bunch of output, and what we're looking for is the SIG in the ANOVA table, which is .719. That number's looking pretty familiar at this point in time. This is what you're using to make your decision, which will be explained next. The easiest part of hypothesis testing is actually the decision wording. Keep in mind that these aren't tests. These are literally the words to describe whether you're rejecting or not rejecting your null hypothesis. You already have your SPSS output, and you already have your alpha. Most likely your alpha is a .05. So what you're doing is you're comparing the SIG that comes out in the SPSS test to the alpha using these exact same words. Given that the SIG is greater than the alpha, the null cannot be rejected. Therefore, there is no support for the hypo, and then you're going to insert your hypothesis right there. Or, given the sig is less than the alpha, the null is rejected. Therefore, there is support for the hypothesis that you're going to insert your hypothesis there. Now, if you'd use any other kind of wording, then it's going to be wrong. Again, this is the other time where copying exactly word for word is what's going to make you succeed on this assignment. Don't make it more difficult.